Program Sheriff of Terrell County, Texas, Thad Cleveland. Sheriff, thanks for being with us. Great to see you again.
Howdy, Anna. Great to be on with you.
So, Border Czar Tom Homan speaking at CPAC, quickly taking aim at the Biden administration. Take a listen to this.
I worked for 6 presidents, starting with Ronald Reagan. Every president I ever worked for took steps to secure the border. Even Clinton and Obama took steps to secure the border because they clearly understood you can't have national security without border security. They got it. Joe Biden's the first president in history of the nation who came into office and unsecured the border on purpose.
He didn't say much about why he felt like Biden unsecured the border on purpose, but what is the reason that Trump and Homan point to?
Well, and everything Tom said, and I got to watch his speech, was exactly accurate, correct. And even, talking about the prior administrations that were Democrat, look, they also secured the border. They added more resources, technology, infrastructure, and most importantly, manpower along the border. But, when we look at why did they open the borders the last 4 years, a lot of people say it was to change the makeup of congressional districts, maybe to get more votes for Democrat congressional leaders in some of those red districts. I think a lot of it had to do with the economy, bringing in uneducated, unskilled labor to do a lot of jobs in America that a lot of Americans won't do. So I think that's the biggest part of it.
All right. And, Trump has expressed some frustrations, it sounds like. He's demoting the acting ICE director, Caleb Vitello, and reported frustrations that he's not happy with how quickly things are going. He says the pace of deportations needs to be even faster. And Border Czar Tom Homan saying illegal border crossings are down 95% in the last month. Do we need to be worried about the number of deportations so much when border crossings are this low?
And under his previous presidential administration, President Trump got rid of some people that were in key leadership roles within CBP, Border Patrol, and ICE as well. It was a revolving door, if you will. I definitely see where he's coming from and what he expects and what he wants. But I'll tell you, I think the men and women of ICE are doing a great job. When you target people, they're not just going out there, as we've heard, just to round up anybody and everybody. They're targeting individuals. And when they go and set up on a house or an apartment complex or wherever they're looking, you're not always going to find that target. So I think 21,000 is a great accomplishment. I certainly see where the president comes from. And I can't say that without also mentioning the work the men and women continue to do along the U.S.-Mexico border and the United States Border Patrol.
All right. Well, while Homan was on stage, he also really slammed sanctuary cities and also kind of dogging on Illinois Governor Pritzker for not cooperating to exactly the level that Homan would appreciate. Do you think these sanctuary cities are causing real issues, and what would be alleviated if they stopped?
I don't think they're causing real issues. I think they're playing a political game. They're slinging out a lot of political rhetoric. But when it comes down to actually protecting the people, I don't think they're doing much. And again, ICE is a federal entity. They're going to go into these cities when they want and conduct their patrols to look for these criminal aliens. So again, it's a lot of political rhetoric, but Tom's pretty colorful in the way he speaks, but he certainly backs it up by heading up these agencies that are going in and capturing criminal aliens and protecting our borders.
But Homan says it would be so much easier if he could go into all the prisons there and the numbers would be, where they wanted them to be a lot faster if he was given approval to do that in every city. Trump and Homan have said from the beginning, though, that they are going to be prioritizing the worst of the worst. But take a look at these numbers from NBC News. They're citing ICE data, and they say that about 41% of migrants arrested actually do not have a criminal conviction. So what do you make of those numbers?
Well, on the first part you mentioned, Anna, and you're exactly right. There are ways that these municipalities, these police chiefs, sheriffs in some communities, when they have someone that's in their jail that's an illegal alien that has committed a crime and they've paid their due on the state or local side, then certainly notify ICE so they can be deported from the country. But when we look at those numbers, there's going to be people that are going to get arrested that may not have a criminal conviction, but they still have broken federal law by crossing our borders illegally, and that's the number one law that they broke when they came into the country. Look, regardless if they're a criminal or not, if they're encountered by ICE or Border Patrol, they're here illegally, they're going to be arrested and they're going to be dealt with accordingly.
Well, our newsroom is following this as it's coming in that nearly 200 Venezuelan migrants have been removed from Guantanamo Bay and returned to their home country. And we know, of course, the Trump administration is facing legal challenges when it comes to holding migrants at that detention site. Could this be a response? Could it be seen as a response to that, or do you expect operations to continue there at Guantanamo Bay as planned?
I anticipate operations will continue. I may be wrong, but again, I think it's a great thing. It's a great use of Guantanamo Bay, and the way they're using it right now to hold the Tren de Aragua, and they're, you know, that one group you spoke of was sent back to Venezuela. But again, it's a great tool. We don't have enough bed space currently here in the United States. So we have a piece of property, a piece of real estate down in Cuba that belongs to us, and why not use it and utilize all assets of the U.S. government to transport people there and get them removed from our country.
All right, Sheriff of Terrell County, Texas, Thad Cleveland, appreciate you being with us. Come back again.
Thank you, Anna. Adios.
All right, adios.